Okay, so if you're looking at a sex-linked recessive pedigree, the first thing that will make it be obvious that it's a sex-linked pedigree is that more men will be affected by a sex-linked trait. They only need to have one copy of the gene to have the trait. Well, females, since they have two X chromosomes, have to have two copies of the gene. Also, an affected female will transmit the trait to all male children. So if you have an affected female, a female that has the disease, all her male children will also have the disease, since she has to give, the male child gets the X chromosome from her mom. But the telltale sign that a trait is sex-linked is that if a father has it, if a female has it, so a female daughter has it, the dad must show the trait. So in order to check a pedigree is sex-linked, you need to check these two rules. So if the female has it, all the male children will have it. And if a female daughter has it, the dad must have the trait. So when you're looking at a sex-linked pedigree, you need to check those two rules to see if it's sex-linked. So let's check to see if these pedigrees are sex-linked. So the first rule is if the mother has it, so let's look at this one, all sons must have it. So if we look at the mother here, the mother doesn't have it, so we can't use that rule. And if the daughter has it, the dad must have it. And since no daughters have it, we can't use that rule. So now we're just going to assume that it's sex-linked and see if it will work. So mom, we don't know what mom can be because mom doesn't have it, but she could be a carrier. Okay? So let's assume she's a carrier. So she's X, we'll use H, since hemophilia is common. Let's assume she's a carrier. She doesn't have to be a carrier. We need more information to see if she's a carrier. Her dad or mom would have to have the trait for her to be a carrier. And then these males have the trait. And if we did a Punnett square, we would say that this baby is possible for a sex-linked recessive trait. So this this pedigree could possibly be sex-linked. We don't know for sure, but it could possibly be sex-linked. Now, if we take a look at this rule, we'll take a look at the rules on this pedigree. So if mothers will give it to all sons. Well, here's a mother, but she has no sons, so we can't apply that rule. So it still could be sex-linked. And then if the daughter has it, here's the daughter that has it, then dad must have it. So this one is not sex-linked because the daughter has it, and the dad doesn't. So dad, in order for a female to have it, she has to get the trait from her dad and the trait from her mom. In this case, she can't get the trait from her dad. So the daughter can't have it, but in this case she does, so this pedigree can't be sex-linked. Okay, now let's take a look at this pedigree down here. So if the mother has it, all sons must have it. So that works. Okay, so that rule works. Now we have to check the other rule. If the daughter has it, the dad must have it. There's no daughter here, so we can't apply that rule. So since we can't apply the rule, it could possibly be sex-linked. Let's see. So mom has it, so she has to be X, H, X, H. Dad doesn't have it, so he has to be X, big H, Y. Now the question is it possible for the son to get it with these parents? And if you did a Punnett square, you would see that half the male, all the male children, or if you did a Punnett square, you could write it out here and see yourself, all the children, since they have to get the X from mom, all the male children would have the trait. So this is possible. So possible to be sex-linked. Obviously, if you have a bigger pedigree, you can check it more easily to be sure, because there's more, families to check. Now let's check this one, the last one. So mother must give it to all sons. Here's a mother that has it. Did she give it to her son? No. So this one can't be sex-linked. So whenever you're looking at a pedigree, and we ask if it can be sex-linked, you must check two rules. They might not always be there, because you may not always have it, but the two rules you must check is if the mother has it, so look for mothers that have it, make sure all the sons have it. Okay? And then if her daughter has it, make sure her dad has it. And if it breaks any of those two rules, then the trait can't be sex-linked. Okay, there are three other types of inheritance that you may see, and in the homework you're going to have to apply. So for sex-linked dominant, the only rule you have to apply is that if the dad has the trait, all daughters must also have the trait. So it's sort of the reverse. If the daughter has it, the dad must have it. This is the reverse. If the dad has the trait, all daughters must have it, because the daughter is going to get the X from dad. So in sex-linked dominant, if the dad has it, all daughters must also have it. In Y-linked, since men only have the Y gene, if dad has the trait, all sons must have the trait. And in mitochondrial genes, which only, since the mitochondria, so we have actually talked about mitochondrial genes. All the mitochondrial genes, since mitochondria have their own DNA, come from the mother, because all the mitochondria in the fertilized egg are from the mother. So if you're looking for mitochondrial inheritance, the mother gives the trait to all their children. So the inheritance pattern will follow the mother. So if the mother has it, all the children will have it. So on the homework, and we're going to go over this Monday in class, you need to go through the pedigrees and determine if they can be sex-linked, if they can be Y-linked, if they can be mitochondrial, and if they can be sex-linked recessive, and if they can be autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive. So you're going to go through all of those. So it might be a good idea to write down these rules while you're looking at the pedigree, so keep the PowerPoint up so you can apply, or this video up and just rewind or go back and forth so you can see the rules or write them down. But you're going to get a series of pedigrees in the homework, and are going to see whether they can follow these types of inheritances. On Monday, we will go over the homework.